So we're gonna create our moon for our scene with our pumpkin. So we should have a rectangle, we should have a coffee creamer lid. This is called an ebony pencil. So if you notice, there's a pencil grip on there. I will explain that in just a minute. And then also we're gonna use a Kleenex, and I'm gonna explain all of that. So we just looked at the moon. It's up on the screen, we can see it. We're gonna try to make our moon look as similar to that as we possibly can by adding value. So in the darker places, we're gonna add more of our ebony pencil, and then in the lighter places, we're gonna try to add less. And you can always use an eraser and try to erase some of those too if you want to, some of those little spots. So ebony pencils are a type of pencil that is softer than a normal number 2 pencil that we use in class. And because it's softer, you can actually blend it easier. They are also very, very expensive. They are about $1 a piece, and they do not have the ridges, the flat edges, like the octagon or hexagon that a normal pencil has on it. So that's why I have the pencil grips on it. So if you happen to set your pencil down, that way it's not gonna roll off of your table. Because they're softer also, you wanna be really careful with the pencil when you're using it. If it drops on the floor, it will shatter inside the pencil. And I'm sure you've had the experience where you've sharpened a pencil and it breaks, and you sharpen it and the lead breaks. That's because the pencil lead is actually shattered inside, even though you can't see it. So please just be very careful with these. Once you are done, you are gonna return it to the bucket. So at this point, we're ready to make our moon. So what we're gonna do is we are going to put the coffee creamer lid on the rectangle. And then we're gonna hold it down, and then with our obviously writing hand, I'm gonna go around it. I'm gonna go around it a couple times. And I'm doing this because I want there to be extra lead on the paper, because I want to use that lead in just a minute to blend. So you notice it's pretty dark all the way around, and I'm not rubbing it with anything or anything like that. Now, you're looking at the picture of the moon right next to the video of me. So what we're gonna do is on the darker places, and you can kind of change how you are doing your value. On the darker places, you want to push down a little bit harder. I'm not pushing down super hard because I don't want to break the pencil. And then on the lighter parts, I am softening up the pressure that I have. You can try going in a circle. You can go back and forth. You can kind of blend however you want to blend. Once you think you have your darkened areas where you think it looks pretty realistic, like a moon, and obviously I'm not gonna color the whole thing because it should have some lighter parts to it. Once you think you're ready, you are going to put your pencil down away from your elbow, obviously. You are going to then, I'm gonna kind of make this bigger so you can kind of see. You are going to get a Kleenex, and then you're gonna wrap that Kleenex around your finger. What you don't wanna do is when you're blending with a Kleenex, you don't ever wanna take the Kleenex and just rub across your paper. What you wanna do is you wanna control where you're rubbing. So you're gonna rub it around your finger, and then you're gonna take your Kleenex and you're just gonna kind of go where you think you want that value. Like I want to leave this part white, so I'm kind of staying away from that part. And I'm rubbing in a circular motion because for me, that seems to work really well. And then once I think that I have it transferred on there the way that I want, or blended the way that I want, then I'm going to stop blending. I'm going to put my supplies away, and then we're going to move on to the next part. And obviously you're going to cut this out.